all military men cheat?
You driving me wild, you driving me so crazy.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nicole. You can already tell by the title of this video what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So today I'm going to be doing the military spouse tag. There's a list of questions for me to answer, so I'm going to answer those. The first question is, how did you and your spouse meet? We met on Tagged. If you guys are familiar with that, it's kind of like, think of it like Facebook and Bebo, MySpace, stuff like that, you know. But there's more to that story. So I'm gonna let that's gonna be a separate video because it's a lot to that story. And my husband has a funny way of telling his version, so we're gonna hold off on that one. The second question is, how old were you when you two met? Let's see. I was 18. Yes, I was 18 and he was 20. Yeah, he was 20. So I turned 19 while we were dating and stuff. So yeah, he was 20. Okay. How long have you been together? How long have we been together? 2014 is 2020, so 6 years. Okay. It's coming up on 6 years in October. We've been together. Whew. Where are you and your spouse originally from? He is from Virginia. And I am originally from St. Louis. And then I moved to Connecticut for a little while. And now I'm here in Virginia with him. How did you feel about him joining the military? Well, he was already in the military when we met, so really didn't have, much of a say on that. So yeah, once he told me he was in the military, I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool, I didn't wrap my mind around the deployments and stuff, so yeah. Where did your spouse go to basic training? Since I didn't know him when he was in basic training, it's kind of a tough one, but I believe he told me it was Chicago. Somewhere in Chicago, I believe. That's where it was. Has your spouse ever been deployed? Yes, he's been deployed one time. I haven't been through a deployment with him yet. I've been through underways and stuff where they're gone for a certain period of time, maybe a week or two, maybe a month, but not a deployment. But yes, he has been deployed. Ever been to his promotion ceremony? Yes, I have. I've been to his re-enlistment ceremonies and his promotion ceremony. I've been to those. Yes, can't miss those. How long have you been a military wife? I've been a military wife for let's see, coming up on 4 years in July. Yep, next month it's gonna be 4 years. Whew. Did you marry him before or after he joined? I married him after he joined. He was already in for a while. Where did you get married? We got married at his childhood church. Yeah, got married at his childhood church. How old were you two when you got married? I was 20. Yep. I was 20 and he was 22. Yeah. I was 20, he was 22. Did he wear his uniform on his wedding day? No, he didn't. No. He's not a fan of wearing his uniform like that. Well, he didn't want to wear his uniform on his wedding day. I really don't blame him for that. You know, it's kind of like, I guess he wanted to keep those two things a little separate for that day. No, I'll actually insert a picture here if I can find it on my, if I have it on my phone, I'll insert a picture, but I might have to go looking for it. What is it? Okay. Where are you and your spouse currently stationed? All I'm gonna say is that we are stationed here in Virginia. That's it. I'm not gonna give out anything else. Do you live on base? No, we do not live on base. That is something that we are totally against, because base housing is not good, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's not good at all. They have nice off-base housing, but on-base housing, no go for us. How long were you married when you had to go through your first separation? I don't know if they mean separation as in deployment. He hasn't been deployed yet since we've been married, or since we've been together. He hasn't been deployed. He's been gone for a week or 2 weeks, you know, between, a weekend to 2 weeks he's been gone. I think the longest is he's coming up on a month. He's gonna be gone for a month eventually. So that'll be the longest that he's been gone. What is your favorite base so far? Well, he's only been to 2 bases since he's, been in the military. We've only been stationed at 2 bases. But I would have to say Annapolis. I would have to say that was my favorite one. Yeah, Annapolis. Do you think your spouse looks good in his uniform? You're damn right. Ooh, baby. Since he put on some weight, he looking mighty fine in that uniform, child. I'm gonna insert a picture of him too. He was sending me his pictures of him smiling and stuff in his uniform, looking all fine. Let's see. Do you think military life is more advanced than civilian life? I don't know what they mean by that. Do you think military life is more advanced than civilian life? Like, do you think... I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Next question. Do you like the benefits you receive as a military dependent? I mean, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't like the benefits of, being a military, being a military dependent and stuff? And it's benefits as if you were working, you get health care, dental, eye, stuff like that. The additional benefits of pay and stuff, that's good, that helps out a lot when it comes to bills and stuff like that. But that's really it. I haven't since being a military spouse, I haven't really like used their additional benefits, like certain classes they have for military spouses, independence and stuff. I haven't used that. I haven't used that. Do you have a lot of military wife friends? No, I don't. I really don't. I have my friend Janae. I have my friend Sierra, and then there's, we have, yeah, I have like 3 or 4 military wife friends. That's about it. I really stay to myself, and not only that, but my kids take up a lot of my time. So that it's hard being a military wife and trying to make those additional friends and stuff like that, especially if they don't have kids, because they don't understand the timing and stuff like that. Now, luckily, my friends, they do understand that, and they try to work, try to schedule it around the times that I have the kids, or when they're napping or something like that. Or they tell me to bring the kids with me, so we all hang out together and stuff. So if you're a military wife and you're looking at this video, then I would say make sure that your friends incorporate your kids. If you have kids, make sure they incorporate your kids with it, so you're not stressing, about not hanging out with them and stuff. If they can't incorporate your kids with you sometimes to come hang out, or even just bring over a bottle of wine or something to the house and y'all can talk and watch TV, play some games or whatever, if they can't do that, then they really don't deserve to be your friend. Because I say true friends would do that, because being a military wife ain't easy, honey. It is not easy. And a lot of wives will tell you, oh, it's so easy, it's this and it's that, but it's truly not. There are rough patches in marriages. Military life is stressful. What is the hardest part of the military life? You have to adjust with the moving, constantly moving. You don't know when you're gonna move, or waiting for those orders to come in for where you're gonna be stationed at, and you can pick one place and that's definitely not where you're going, but then you have to deal with the deployments, and you have to deal with the constant thinking, is he being faithful to me, or are these girls that's on his ship, are they gonna try to, push up on my husband? Are they gonna try to do this or do that? They're just gonna throw their legs open and stuff like that. And I'm saying that because I've heard plenty of women talk about it, and they've been on the ship, how it's so easy to do this and do that every place or whatever. And they do it because they ain't got nothing else to do, so they just throw their legs open. And honestly, I don't have respect for women like that. I don't at all. But I think that's one of the hardest parts too, stressing about certain stuff, because you're gone for you're separated for a certain amount of time, 6 months to 9 months, they're gone on a deployment. You can't see them. You're talking to them through email or something like that, trying to find some type of way to talk to them, but you really don't know. And so that's a hard part. But I would say just trust your husband. Just, keep faith that, your marriage is strong enough to sustain anything that could be thrown in the midst of it. That is a big thing, because that will make or break you while he's gone. And I would say keep busy while he's gone. Now I know I'm saying that like I done been through a deployment and stuff, but I have not yet. But they don't have to be going on a deployment for you to think like that, you know. You can be here, they can be, you know, he can be home and stuff like that, and you're still thinking that. And what I guess what else? What else is hard about military life? I said the constant movie, the unknown, where we're gonna be stationed at, the unknown of when he's gonna have to leave, because they can randomly just say, "Oh, we're leaving," you know. Deployments or underways, they randomly tell us that he's going on a 2-week underway, you know. Do you own military wife stuff? Nope. Nope. Unless you mean by taking my husband's military stuff, like his, he got some old shirts. He got some shirts from his old ship that I wear, and it's mine now. So, but other than that, if it says military wife on it and stuff like, no, I do not. Not at all. Do you support your spouse as a member of the military? Yeah, of course. Of course, you have to. If I have to support my husband, that's something that he wanted to do. You know, he wants to make a career out of it. And who the hell am I to tell him, "Oh, no, don't do that. No, I'm not going to support you with that." No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to help him build. I'm going to help, "Oh, you need to study for this. This is coming up. Okay, let's go." You know, make sure you study tonight before bed. Make sure you do this or do that. Make sure you know this. Or I'll randomly ask him a certain question about whatever it is that he needs to know, and he'll answer. And if not, then he'll look it up to find out the answer, you know. But yeah, I definitely support him. I really do. You have to support your spouse. If you don't, then why are you a military spouse? That's really the question. If you don't, why are you a military spouse? But yes, so okay, so I know I'm in different clothes right now from earlier videos. But I had to come back because after I started editing this video, I got additional questions. So instead of me making a separate video, I decided to just tag along to this one. So the next question was, do all military men cheat? Do all military men cheat? No, they do not. All military men do not cheat. There's a good majority of them, you know, a good amount of them, they do cheat. That's, you know, that's really all I can say about that one. They do cheat. Not all military men cheat, but a good amount of them do. And there's reasons to that. But the next question is, do all military wives cheat? No, all military wives do not cheat. I'm one of them, for example. But you do have those wives that cheat when their husband is gone on deployment, you know. Also, same thing with military men. You do have the ones that cheat when they're on deployment, and that's when some people say, "Oh, it's not easy for them to cheat when they're on deployment and stuff like that." But honestly, if they're on the ship, it's easier than you may think. I've heard from a lot of men, a lot of women read stories and stuff about how easy it is in certain areas and stuff on the ships for them to do what they do. But the wives, they cheat because they're lonely. You know, not only that, but sometimes they'll cheat even when their husband is here, just like some military men will cheat even when You know, they're there with their wives. They're not deployed or whatever. And the wives, they cheat because their husband isn't treating them right, or they miss being touched or loved upon and stuff like that, while their husband is away. What to do if I find out my spouse has cheated? Phew. You know, there's a lot of things that you could honestly do. One, for example, is go to his command. Now, the only thing about going to his command is if you don't plan on leaving, you know, and you taking it to his command that he's cheated and all of this stuff, they may just give him a slap on the wrist, you know, just give him a warning or something like that. Or they may take away his pay grade, you know, they dishonorable discharge, stuff like that, depending on how far the cheating has went, and if it was somebody in the military, in his command, on his ship, or in his I don't know what the Army calls it. I'm Navy, so Navy wife, so I don't know the Army, all that. But if if they work together and stuff, or in the same part of the military and stuff, most likely dishonorable discharge or lose rank, pay grade, stuff like that. You can do that, or you can choose to go outside the military and seek counseling, if you feel like you guys can work it out. Then do counseling before divorce. That's really all I can say about that right now. There's other things that you can do. There's support groups on Facebook. I know that for a fact. But it depends on which route you want to take. You found out he's cheating, I would say talk to him first. Get all of it first, and have proof before you bring it up. Don't just, be so paranoid that you just jump to conclusions and it hasn't happened. Just make sure you have proof, especially if you're gonna take it to his command, or if you're gonna get a divorce, and take it to an outside lawyer or anything. Make sure that you have proof, because the military will try to downplay it, and they support the military personnel. They support their own. So make sure that you have that information. But before anything, talk to him about it, or talk to her about it. If you're a male watching this video, talk to your spouse about it first. Get all the information that you need if he's cheated and stuff. Don't tell him that you're going to take it to his command, because that can lead to a whole lot of other problems, which I do not want for you. So talk to them about it first, get the proof that you need, and do it in silence. Is being a spouse lonely? Yes, being a spouse is lonely. And I'm only saying that because you're constantly moving. And when you're constantly moving, you're not around family. I know for me, I'm here in Virginia with his family. We're close to his family. My family, most of my family is in St. Louis, and then I have, an aunt in North Carolina, and some family in Connecticut, and some family here, other places. But it's not as though I can just call my family member up and say, oh, I'll be at your house in 30 minutes, or I'm coming over today, and stuff like that. So in that aspect, yes, it is lonely, because you don't have your, immediate family there with you. Friends, it's lonely when it comes to friends too, because you can have a certain amount of friends and stuff, but that aren't in the military, but you want to make sure that you also have friends that are in the military life, either if they're a spouse or they are military personnel. You want to make sure that you do, because those are the ones that will understand what you're going through when your spouse is deployed. Those are the ones that are going to be there for you because they understand it. They're going to get it. Now, when it comes to your regular friends, the ones that don't know about that life, I say it's good to have those friends too. If you don't, then that's fine too. As long as you have some type of friend, some type of group of friends that are going to be there with you to support you. But having outside friends is hard because they don't understand it. They can say some really outlandish type things, oh, you knew what you were doing when you decided to get married to him, and you knew what you were getting yourself into, with the deployments and everything. But a lot of people don't understand that, before you marry somebody in the military, you don't know how long they're going to be gone on deployment. You don't think about, oh, they're randomly going to get called to go here and there, you think it's a set schedule on when they're going to leave and stuff like that, when in all actuality it's not. And people that's not in the military, they don't understand that. They don't understand how a lot of military personnel and spouses are depressed. We get depressed and anxious because we go from seeing our spouse every single day to not seeing them for so long, and that can be lonely because that's your partner in crime, your life partner, your love, your best friend, your therapist, whatever your spouse is to you. You go from them being there and stuff to not seeing them for 6-9 months at a time, or however long they're gone, and it kind of feels like a part of you is missing. So that part, it does get lonely. It does. It's not lonely all the time. No, it is not. Because I am so grateful when I have him home with me. And I'm also grateful that I have the certain friends that I do that understand it and that, help me through it, or, just I can just call up and talk to or text whenever, Do you ever think about if he is cheating? When we first got together and stuff, the thought crossed my mind, with the way that their schedules are and stuff like that, working late, and randomly leaving and stuff like that. Certain stuff like that, it has crossed my mind. But at the same time, you have to have that trust. You have to have that open line of communication. If you feel like something is off, something's wrong, you have to sit down and talk it out. If you can't sit down and talk it out, then there are deeper issues within that relationship there. You have to sit down and talk about it. If you're questioning him cheating, don't just jump to conclusions, sit down and talk to him about it. If you're questioning the way he feels about you, if you're questioning anything, always sit down and talk about it first. That is the first line right there that you have to go to. That's the first line right there. Sit down and talk it out, and you go from there. That is what you have to do. see, what is it? Why do military men cheat? I would love to answer that question for you, but there are a lot of reasons why military men cheat, why they may cheat, why they do cheat, you know, why you may question if they're cheating. There is a lot of there's a lot of answers to that question. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm gonna save that question for a separate video. I will definitely save that question for a separate video, and I will try to have my best friend come and join me for that video, because she is in the military. So maybe she can, you know, give a little bit more insight on this topic in general, but also on that specific question. And we'll have like a girl chat. If you have any more questions about military spouse life, any questions about, you know, just the relationship, the marriage and stuff, if you need advice on anything, you can leave a comment down below, message me on my social media, which will be linked in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
It ain't fair that all the pretty girls